The guy that killed Laken Riley, allegedly, who had been caught and released several other times for other crimes, just got released again. Yeah, you heard me right. The killing of Laken Riley is going to go unpunished. The guy is gone, released by DHS. Last week, you talked about Laken Riley, the young co-ed that was murdered by the illegal immigrant that had been illegally let into the country, arrested, released, then arrested in another state and released. Then he apparently killed Laken Riley brutally. He's from Venezuela. He was released. You were right. I looked it up and he was released. Get this, under DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' power of parole, which is, according to federal law, I'm going to quote it, is only allowed to be used if there is an urgent humanitarian need or significant benefit to the public.
Wow.
I just read you the federal law, quote, unquote. So his office stepped in to let out this 2 or 3 time felon who, according to everybody, they've got him dead to rights for a brutal murder.
They said she was even recognizable.
He's gone. He's gone. They don't know where he went. They let him out again. And this is the guy whose brother was also arrested for brutal crimes. I'm stunned.
That's why I said Mayorkas should see the inside of Guantanamo Bay.
And listen to this. You want to know the excuse before you give me what you think should happen? This is going to boil your blood. He was released because Mayorkas in 2022, 2023, and 2024 cut down the number of beds where they can house illegals. In other words, because they're reducing the storage space for these criminals, they have to let them out. They have nowhere to put them. One man is responsible for cutting down the detention facilities capacity. Alejandro Mayorkas, DHS Secretary. He's got blood on his hands. If I was Laken Riley, or as Joe Biden says, Lincoln Riley, because he doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah.
If I was their family, if I was her family, I'd be in front of Mayorkas' house, his office, with signs and bullhorns. Unbelievable. They caught him after he was on parole the last time, and the fingerprinting by DHS said he has a criminal history. He's in the country illegally. He had crimes against children that were not prosecuted. And then Mayorkas' office let him out. Unbelievable. Senator Hawley, God bless him, just tore into Mayorkas in a public hearing and asked, "Are you proud of what you've done?" And Mayorkas just sits there.
Like, he sit there with that smirk on his face.
Smirking. Yeah, I was going to say smirking.
Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
And all he would say, he didn't answer. He just said, "I'm confident justice will be vindicated." Wow.
Nah, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't do anything wrong. Mayorkas should see inside of Guantanamo Bay, like I said. And then, this is no surprise. When I mentioned it just a second ago, they've apprehended these terrorists and they're on the watch list, and he released them to the population. Why, Barry? Because they want chaos. They're looking. It's a whole setup. And I pray that I'm not right with this, Barry. This is me making a prediction here, and I'm going to make sure I'm clear about this, but I pray that I'm not right. They're setting us up. The closer we get to November, they see that they can't stop. And you just talked about the poll numbers going through the roof for President Trump. They need this so they can call martial law, so they can try to bring as much disruption to break down communication in the United States of America right before November. Something needs to happen. They need something to happen. Everything else has failed to take out President Trump. So this is just another thing that they have in the wake. So when it gets closer to November, it's going to become total chaos in this country. Do I want that to happen? And again, I want to be wrong. Let's say we get here to November and none of it happens and everyone go, "Will Johnson, you were wrong." And I'm going to say, yes, thank you. Thank you.
I hope. I'm
glad. I would gladly take it, but I don't think so. I think they're going to cause, because Bear, there's a reason why he released this monster. You can't even recognize the young lady. He beat her so bad you can't even recognize her any longer. And Mayorkas go out of his way and releases this monster, and now they don't know where he is, just like they don't know where the other terrorists are in the country. I mean, come on. I mean, anyone with two brain cells that are not social distancing from one another can recognize what's happening here. They're setting us up to fail.
Agreed. And it's getting worse because
Yep.
the closer they get to the election, I think, the more aggressive they're going to be to how shall I say, to
Yep.
protect their agenda.
Yep. It's all about their agenda. And they'll do anything. I mean, anything to keep it in place. Can I say this? Even if they have to steal, cheat, and kill, they would do that because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with evil. I don't know how to explain it because what sense does that make to allow this hardened criminal that's taking the life of an innocent female and just let him go? What is going? You know what? I would love to sit down with Mayorkas and just ask him what is going through your mind.
No, you wouldn't. You'd lose your mind listening
Now,
to his.
I want to know. I want to know what is the rational thinking. You know, and I'm talking not without the cameras, because when he get in front of the cameras, he grows amnesia. He doesn't even remember where he is sometimes, right? That's my beliefs. And he won't answer any questions. So let's just say behind closed doors, why did you release him? I mean, what was because of the bed situation? Look, I'll give you $50 for another bed. Heck, I'll bring you my bed if he needs to stay in it, in the prison. So, I mean, that's really no excuse. Make him, you know what? Forget about the bed. Make him sleep on a hard concrete floor. I'll throw you a sleeping bag. Why can you keep that monster in there?
I cannot argue with you. Everything you're saying makes total sense. Everything you're saying makes total sense. The problem is one guy's got control and it's not you.
No, we're in the upside down world. Everything is flipped upside down. Doesn't make a lick of sense.
Totally agree.